Welcome everyone, my name is Nicole and today we have a 20-minute get back into the routine flow. So this is the first class for the week on Patreon, and if you're on YouTube this is coming out a bit later, and that's totally cool. But it is a little bit of everything, so we'll go ahead and get started. We'll begin seated, so feel free to sit up on a block, a bolster, whatever you need to do, and root down, engage your core, let the shoulders lightly roll down, and let's begin breathing deeply in through the nose and out the nose. And breathing deeply in and out. Spend a couple moments here connecting, noticing how you're feeling, being proud of yourself for showing up. And let's flow through some seated twists. So inhale your fingers overhead. Exhale, twist, look over your shoulder. Inhale through center, twist the other way. A few more rounds, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale through center, and let's do a little forward fold. Cup your fingers so you can press your bum back into the mat, and then go ahead and drop your head down. A few deep breaths up and down the spine here. And then come on up. Let's move around onto all fours. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and just take a moment rolling out those shoulders, getting a little comfy in this position. And if your wrists bother you, you could always do fists, and you can kind of make that work in quite a few postures. All right, tilt your tailbone down and away with the hands. Look up for cow. And then pull through your core, round behind the back of the heart. Drop the head, cat. Really press down and try to really arch behind the back of the heart. And then rock back and forth. Beautiful. And now it's going to come into a little form plank, build a little heat. So elbows under shoulders, clasp the fingers together, press those forearms evenly, strongly down, and then step the feet back. And breathe. Keep engaging through the core. And not collapsing, but really pressing that mat away. A few more breaths, you're doing great. And then lower down, little Sphinx pose here. Draw your elbows into you so you can pull forward a little bit more, and then pick one leg up, reach it back, reach it back. Take a few breaths here. Pressing down and away with the hands to help kind of open across your chest here. And then come down. And we're gonna Interlace the fingers behind the low back. And check out your shoulders. Pick them up. And then as you straighten the arms, pull the fists towards the back of the mat. The chest lifts, the toes lift. And breathe here for a moment. And build a little heat in the back of the body. More deep breath in. And then come down, rest your forehead on your hands. Maybe sway the hips a little side to side. And we're going to do one more of those, so interlace the fingers behind the low back. This time with the thumb on the weird way. And then those shoulders up, roll them back, lift, breathe. And go ahead and come down. And then take time now. Roll each shoulder, one at a time. And then we're going to roll up. And roll down. Roll it up. And down. Last time. And then press into plank. And then core engaged up into downward facing dog. Knees bend a whole bunch. Check your hands. Make sure your fingers are spreading. Palms pressing down and away. Lift those hips high. Drop the head. Maybe pedal out the feet here. And then right toes to the sky. Come up on the ball of the back foot. Lifting. Pull the knee into your core. Round forward. Step through. Drop your back heel. Prepare for warrior one. Squeezing the legs. Coming up high. Front thighs slightly rolling out. So when I look down, I can see my big toe. Pressing energy strongly out the back leg. Sinking through the pelvis. And then hands can be shoulder width apart. Palms pressing together. And we're going to interlace the fingers behind the low back. Or there's going to be two options. So this, and then we're going to come forward. And then this, you could take the fingers off to the side of the mat. Or continue to bring the fist all the way overhead. And then we're going to inhale, squeeze, come back up, warrior one. And then exhale over your front leg, back heel lift, step through a plank. Elbows in, lower, all the way down. Inhale, roll the shoulders, lift the chest, baby cobra, no arms. And then exhale, press back and up in a downward dog. Take several breaths here, keeping the knees bent so you can keep your booty high. And then left toes to the sky. Come up on the ball of the back foot. Shift forward. Knee in the navel. Step through. Drop the back heel. And squeeze. Come up, warrior one on the left side. Extending out the back heel. Left thighs rolling open. And then I'm just kind of, torso is kind of angled off the edge there of my mat. And then clasp the hands and fists behind the low back. Start to shift forward. When you can't come forward anymore, then you can bring the fist overhead, or you can bring the fingertips off the edge of the mat. Keep pressing the floor away from you. And then inhale, squeeze, lift, come back in the warrior one, and then come over your front leg, back heel lifts, step through plank, pause, take a breath, exhale, lower elbows in all the way down. Kick your back feet in, grab for your feet or your ankles, and prepare to kick your feet into your hands. Help lift your chest up and breathe. And then we're gonna kind of flow here. So we're gonna inhale, kick, exhale, release some, breathe in, lift, exhale, lower, lift, kick, breathe, and release. Rest your hands. Where's your forehead on your hands? I always, for some reason, get that backwards. And let the hips sway side to side. And hands under shoulders. Press up, knees wide, toes touch. Come in a child's pose here. And rest the forehead down on the earth or block. And then shift forward on all fours. We're going to do last little, it's sort of in a backbending routine, I guess. One last little kind of backbend balance before we start to cool down here. So reach the right fingertips, left toes, reach away from one another. Beautiful. Really extend, stay here, or kick your back foot in. Reach that extended arm around, and then kick. Re-square your chest to the short edge of the mat. Breathe. And then release gently, coming out the same way you came in. And we'll do the other side. Beautiful. So, left fingers, right toes, really reaching, engaging. Kick the back foot in if you'd like. Reach around. And then kick to help with that resistance, to help create the bow. And then your chest is pointing to the short edge of your mat. A few more breaths, you got this. And then release gently, come all the way out. Shake it out. Beautiful. And then engage, step that left foot through, lift your back knee, preparing to come into a forward fold here, wide-legged forward fold. facing the long edge of your mat, toes slightly pointed in, and then you can use blocks here to help too. So you can press down, pull forward. Get really long in that spine. A little, so we're not curling under, but we're tilting the pelvis back. And then stay here, or let the head drop. Fingers can come around the big toes or stay on the blocks or come between the hands, and then just let the face and head and neck relax here as you take some nice deep breaths. Keep a little micro bend in the knees. And then inhale, halfway, look up. And we're gonna walk back to the front of our mat. Step through plank. Knees wide, toes touch. Come back into child's pose again for just a moment. Forehead down. Starting to relax now. Go ahead and come up through seated. Let the hips drop. Feet come around. And we're going to come down onto our backs now for the last little bit of our class here. So you can keep your knees bent and then cactus the arms. Feet as wide as the mat. And let's just tick-tock the knees off one way. Inhale through center. Off the other way. Right ankle is going to cross over just above your left knee. Feet flex. Pick your foot off the floor. Put your hand through the hole. And then the other hand comes around either above the shin or under the thigh. Breathe into any tightness you may feel. Done. Cross your left ankle. Now we're going to do the other side. Just above your right knee, pick the bottom foot up. Left hand comes through the hole and it comes around over the shin or under the thigh. Taking big breaths and sending it to any areas of sensation. Relaxing your whole head back onto the earth. And then go ahead and come on out, come undone. Place the soles of the feet to touch down, let the knees drop open. Spend a few moments breathing here. as you feel ready, we're gonna extend the legs long along the earth. Let the feet roll out, palms turn up, and shoulders lightly roll under. Take a few moments here in Savasana, our final resting pose. Integrate your practice. Breathe in any sensations that come up. We'll only just be here a minute or two. Stay in Shavasana as long as you like, or if you're ready to come out, you roll to our right side. Take a breath here, and as you're ready, push yourself back to a seated position. Noticing how you're feeling, and hopefully that was a nice little strength and relaxation for you to carry into the rest of your week. Thank you so much for practicing with me. The light within me sees and recognizes the light within you. Take care.